All right, hello. Welcome to another news day on Tuesday. Today is November 3rd, 2020. Here we go, going in, checking out the news. Our first is the new banner coming this week. First bit of news today is Neovision Soul, and we also get Neovision Awakens for Blossom Sage Sakura and Awakening for Dark Fina. So we'll take a look at those. Let's see here. That banner runs until November 5th. I know a lot of people have been waiting for Soul. He's here. He's here. Neovision Soul's here. One of the coolest CG animations in game, I think. A lot of people were disappointed the first time a Soul unit was released that he didn't have a CG animation, but now we do. So here we go. It's again this shop where you can get the randomizer. Every time you pull, it randomizes these. So I kind of like this because there's the chance for the Super Trust Moogle in there, which is pretty sweet. And then you get your other tiers if you decide to whale out. Omniprism on the third one. It's the same board as always. Okay. And then we have the Neovision Souls sprite here, looking pretty cool. I don't know, his cape looks like wings or something. Pretty sweet. And then his Brave Shift form, he just goes all Final Boss mode. Very Final Fantasy. This isn't even my final form, He's DPS in both forms. He's pretty much a Chaos Wave Awakened chainer. And he can do a little bit of AR chain, so Oriole Ray. He can do a little bit of that, but he's mostly a Chaos Wave Awaken chainer. His Super Trust Mastery is a rod with 184 magic. It has a passive 5% MP per turn, and an autocast at the start of battle, 200% magic increase, and then next turn, 250% magic increase. So if you're looking for like passive magic buff, I guess that's pretty cool. So it's a nice little rod. It's a pretty good rod for your magic users. And then his Trust Mastery reward is Evil Vanguard. Evil Vanguard does increase equipment magic 100% with single wielding. And MP by 30%. So 100% by single wielding is pretty significant. That TDH magic on that is pretty high, and that's only his regular TMR. So you could get a few of those if you wanted. All right, then his Vision card is 400 magic on base, or its base stats. Its max stats are 100 magic, and its passives are increase magic 50% when equipped with the rod, and another 50%, bringing it up to 100%, and then if it's equipped to an FFBE unit, another 30%. So in total, it can give 130% if equipped to a FFBE unit. So 130% magic, and plus 100 magic. It's pretty alright. His Grandis ability? Grandis. That's whatever. 3 uses per battle. Okay, I like 3 uses. Deal dark damage to one enemy and boost own magic damage against humans. That's pretty nice. I like that. It gives you 150% human killer, so that's pretty sweet. And a pretty high dark damage modifier. Deal ice and dark damage to one enemy, and caster can evade some physical attacks 3 times. So that's going to be 3 stacks of evasion, and yep, ice and dark damage, and that's Chaos Wave Awakened, hopefully. Then we have Devastating Blizzard, and is that Malicious Demon Slayer and Malicious Manslayer? Okay. Reduce ice resistance. That's a 120% imperil. And Malicious Demon Slayer is a 150% demon killer. So he can get really high demon killer buffs. For Dark Visions, you could steal those with Zon, pass them around. Really high human killer buffs, also pretty nice. And 120%, imperil, which is pretty cool. Blossom Sage Sakura is really interesting. So her Brave Shift form just goes to, we'll call it Cop Sakura. So whenever Cop joins the Aldor Cops there, and she puts on the all-black outfit, She becomes like I don't know, like a goth loli. um, so that's her brave shift form, similar to like we got the brave shift form for like Rain. So it just goes from like sort of like the beginning of season 1 to the end of season 1, I guess. All right, or beginning of season 2 to the end of season 2. And she goes from being like sort of everything, so like a mage, buffer, debuffer, to just a mage. That's all she is in her brave shift form. Yeah, STMR and TMR stay the same. I've used the STMR a bunch, actually. I like her STMR. Her new abilities are Quick Lightning Flash. Quick Lightning Flash. Give me just 2 seconds. Quick Lightning Flash should be decrease. I'm unsure what chaining family it's going to be because it might change when it comes to global. But it was a lightning with consecutive damage increase. That's pretty sweet. And then 120% imperil. And then Mystic Light. Mystic Light is increased magic 250% and enable Penta combo. Jesus, wait, Penta? Really? Yeah, 5 cast. Ooh, man. She's a 5 caster? If this is Chaos Wave Awaken, put me in. Oh man, let's watch this ability and see what chanting family they give it to it. Okay, so and then in her Brave Shift form, she has featured Brave Shift abilities: Quick Rebel Intention, Blossom Thunder. Good, could they make it a shorter name, please, Gumi? All right, and so that should be just lightning magic damage, just more damage actually, with consecutive increase. But it's not a chaining skill, so it's more just like you would use this as a finishing skill. Hopefully it's a quick cast because a lot of these like pentacast things, whenever they hit, it's like one hit, wait 5 seconds, and the next hit. Hopefully it's like a really quick consecutive. That way you can actually use it as a finishing move. And then the same ability on that one, and then damage caster. And boost magic, gradually restore MP, enable penta combo. Okay, so that's going to do perhaps 90% damage. I'm basing it off the JP numbers. Completely restore all of her MP, split over 4 turns. Increase her magic 300% and give her pentacast. That's pretty good. So I would say if you're looking at her, she can be a finisher in her Brave Shift form. Her Brave Shift form is a finisher lightning mage, which is kind of interesting. Finishing lightning damage and her regular form might be a pretty cool pentacast, good grief, chaining move. Okay, so then we have Dark Fina. Dark Fina becomes okay, so she just decides, because she was already showing legs, she's just like, I'm going to show more leg, and then we're going to, CG legs becomes, she's not CG legs, she's just OG legs, but she decides to just pull out the whip a little bit more. Alright, her STMR and TMR are still, the same thing. Then we get her new abilities, Mounds of Magic. What is that even a reference to? Okay, so Mounds of Magic is a earth magic damage to one enemy that should be Chaos Wave Awakened. Okay, so we have this being a Chaos Wave Awakened ability, used once every 2 turns. It's got a pretty high modifier on it. And then Enchantress's Whip. Enchantress's Whip should be a Chaos Wave Awakened ability that just has elementless damage, 80% Spirit Break, and pretty good damage modifier. So if you're looking to just do Spirit Breaks but keep up the Chaos Wave Awaken chaining, she might be the unit to go to. That might be pretty cool. Okay, and then in her Brave Shift form, has featured Brave abilities, Unrelenting Wind. Unrelenting Wind should be a Chaos Wave Awakened ability with consecutive damage increase wind. Okay, so it should power up to pretty high modifier. The more you use it, the better it gets. And then Soul Charge, Dark Fina. Deal wind damage to one enemy and boost LB damage next turn. So that should do just a whole bunch of wind damage on Chaos Wave Awakened, and then increase LB damage 100%. So she gets 100% LB damage buff. Well, that begs the question of what's her LB. If we take a look at her LB, basing it on the JP LB, then her limit burst is a wind magic damage to all enemies with a really high modifier on it, and it's a 16 hit, so you could probably chain it. All right. If you get 2 Dark Finas, you can get a wind damage AoE limit burst. That'd be pretty cool. All right, so those are the new units. We've got Soul. Soul, I'm really looking at his Trust Mastery, honestly. It looks pretty sweet. And then his CG, of course. So we got some more mages coming at you. It's a mage banner this week, guys. All right, then we have the Curse of Betrayal. Curse of Betrayal is Alhena. Alhena is, if you remember the 10-man missions from like way back when, Alhena is the first unit that we can get in Global. That is the story behind those 10-man trials. Like, how do they get to that point to where they're these crazy monsters? They've skipped around a few. We got one in a story mission, but we didn't actually get the unit. If you play the Rain and Reagan story mission, you get to see one of them, but this is another one. We actually get the unit this time, though. And we get to play out his whole story and find out how he went from here to here. Okay, so we have Alhena. Alhena, his STMR is... it's a materia with increased magic 20%, boost equipment magic 50%, and also 25% if you're dual wielding. So 50% if you're TDH, and 25% if you're true dual wield. So kind of interesting, you know, it's a varied, kind of good for, you know, if you switch forms, I guess, but you wanna keep the same gear, I suppose, between Brave Shift forms. Like, you don't feel like changing gear. I don't know. Anyway, then his Trust Mastery is Defense 12, Magic 40, and Fire Resistance 30%. I'll always take some Fire Resistance. I always like Fire Resistance. He happens to be a Chaos Wave and Chaos Wave Awakened chainer, so he can do both. He's really, you know, he can do some fire and some wind damage. He's not much to write home about. He can do 120% fire and wind and peril. He can give himself a 100% LB damage buff, so if you're trying to like do Dark Visions and steal something like that, like 100% LB damage buff, you can steal one off of him. You don't need to get any of those NV units if you're just stealing. So his Magnum Opus can give that ability. And, you know, you can do his whole story event, which I'm really excited to find out how that happened. So I'll probably play that on stream, honestly, because that's actually really exciting for me. He has Sinner's Burden, which is the item that you can get and then keep leveling up. Sinner's Burden, it ends up being boost magic, it's an accessory, boost magic by 30, boost wind resistance by 30%, and activate magical crop, boost equipment magic when a single weapon is equipped in both hands. Now, I want to see what the numbers are on that. I couldn't find the numbers easily. Boost equipment magic, whenever a single weapon is equipped in both hands. I'm going to guess it's probably like 25. Hopefully it's a little bit better than that, but considering this is a free item, you know, I'm not holding my hopes up too high. But then, you know, and he also becomes a fun little unit that you can use. You have your companion battles in the bonus stages. The companion battles just essentially give you Trust Muggles 100% for those 2 Neovisioned Awaken units, and just some King Pots and stuff. If you want to get his item, you have to clear this quest every day. So this is one of those, clear the quest every day to be able to get that necklace. So if you do not do the quest every day, you're probably going to be missing out on materials to be able to craft the this equipment magic necklace. So do that every day. All right. Then we have a new challenge of the Brave Masters of Magic. Masters of Magic should be a pretty easy one. It shouldn't be too difficult for you. So if you need to farm out for one of these 3 units, don't fret too much, because the ones that come from JP tend to be a little bit easier than the ones that are made for global. And then we have a return of the Challenge of the Brave. So if you're looking for those Cloud, Red 13, or Aerith shards, then you can farm out those. It seems we also have those who govern freedom and duty coming back to farm that out, which is Balthier and Gabranth. Zargabath Awakening when? Alright, we have our unit intro quest, which is just, here's Soul, here's the CG-LB animation where all of his limbs are clear. Isn't he crazy? Isn't he the craziest, unit ever? He's standing on the moon and he's going to destroy the sun? Oh my god, he's just so crazy. Alright. Then we have his new vision card, the Heartless Sage. So if you remember, this is sort of so you can see he's here, and then the human that he used to be, Heliarch. Heliarch is a 4-star unit that you can actually get. The human that he used to be is Heliarch in there with the shadow, and this is sort of the ending of Season 1 where he has that giant portal open and he's like, I'm the final boss! So pretty cool. I just want this because I really enjoyed that scene in the story. And again, it's 100 equipped to an FFBE unit. It's 130% magic with 100 flat magic vision card. Okay, and then you have your exchange shop for soul. You can if you pull on the banner, you can trade in your coins for soul or his fragments or Blossom Sage Sakura or Transcendent Pearls or whatever. Sunnyfall login bonus. We just got, you can get fragments for the different units and then Ascension Pearls and stuff. No Transcension Pearls I'm seeing on this one, though. Yeah, I don't see any pink pearls on this one. That makes me sad. And then that's it. That's it for this week. Pretty easy week. We just get to do, you get to pull more for the Halloween units if you want. You can pull more Halloween units if you want, but and you can play with them. You can still do the trial or the Halloween stuff if you want, but honestly, it's pretty much just finish up Grave Exvius and then do the story this week. So it'll be a pretty easy story where we still have Dark Visions up. So if you haven't done your Dark Visions and that's content that you enjoy, finish up the Dark Visions. But it'll be a pretty easy week this week for Brave Exvius. We get to play out a story mission. We get Neovision Soul, which I know a lot of people have been waiting for. All right. Thanks for watching. Much love. Peace.